To the show. Today I want to talk about the wave of AI generated content that's flooding every feed. It's everywhere and most of it looks the same. Thin characters, recycled scripts, nothing human about it. People call it creativity, but it's not. AI slop. I'm done.
So recently, there have been some pretty crazy announcements come out in the world of AI with Sora. Sora is a way that we are able to put ourselves into AI slop. It's essentially TikTok, but you as the main character.
I made 100 TikToks in one day and I didn't shoot a single clip of myself. I use Sora, which is this AI video generator. I type a prompt, hit render, and a finished vertical video shows up in about a minute. All the drafts go.
Will this be the destruction of content creators? Human content creators? That's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to give you my take as a content creator, why I think AI slop is problematic, and just kind of killing creativity in general. So let's dive in. So first we have to define AI slop. So using AI to enhance your creativity, in my opinion, is fine. But AI slop is something entirely different. It is taking every step of the process and outsourcing it to AI. And what you get is just off. But it's actually getting views and it's actually doing kind of well on occasion on both TikTok, YouTube, and even Instagram too. I've been seeing a lot of AI slop recently on short form platforms, so TikTok specifically. I'll include an example, but it's basically where the voiceover is clearly AI, the script is AI, and the words or the pictures and the videos on the screen don't really match up exactly to what's being talked about. You can tell that it wasn't a professional who made the video, and it was AI usually. So here's an example of an AI slop video.
Desperately needed to be replaced. So I called a few contractors, but they all quoted me a hefty $10,000 or more for new windows, and I almost lost it.
And the crazy thing is, sometimes these do really well. They're rewarded in the algorithm, and so people are making more and more of them. In fact, there are entire YouTube channels of AI slop, and they look pretty good. Sometimes you can't even tell exactly by the thumbnail that it's an AI slop channel until you click on it. So there's really a few problems with AI slop, but one of the main ones that I have is inaccuracy. Because it's kind of a money grab, these are channels where people are pumping out as much content as possible. You know, they're using the AI to make the script, do the voiceover, add the photos and the video to go along with it, like the B-roll. And they're not doing much fact checking because there's really no accountability. It's a faceless YouTube channel. If it gets something wrong, who cares? Like, no one's gonna know that it was you, kind of thing. Whereas if someone like Johnny Harris, a big journalism channel on YouTube, even though I know he doesn't really call himself like a journalist, I don't think. If he gets something wrong, it's a big deal. People will call him out for it. He does fact check things. They have like a whole team working on that, which is very, very important in this day and age. And AI slop, no one's doing that because they don't really have to. It doesn't matter for the person running that AI slop channel, which I'm sure you can see can lead to a lot of issues down the line. If AI slop is just throwing up any random information, it could be a biography about me, for example, and it could put anything in there. I could put that I went to a college I didn't go to, for example, because actually someone recently was making a bio about me and they sent me the bio and it said that I went to USC and they said that's what they found online. And that was for sure because some version of AI probably generated that and it got posted somewhere. It wasn't fact checked though. It was probably like an AI slop article. I don't know. I'm sure they're making it about content creators now, but you can see like that's kind of just funny because like I don't really care. But what if it said something more serious, you know, then it becomes an issue. So another issue with AI slop is it is just cluttering up these platforms. Like, I personally don't want to watch an AI slop video because one, like I said, they're inaccurate. Two, they're just not very good. Like, they're boring to me usually. Sometimes I will get sucked into the TikTok ones if it's particularly interesting. But again, I always feel like, is this even true? Like, I just don't really trust the information. And usually if I'm going to YouTube, it's because I want a first-hand account of someone that did something or maybe even Reddit, which is also a place that is getting filled with AI slop. If you kind of look into the dead internet theory, I think even someone posted in the AI world that you would be shocked at how much stuff on the internet you think is a real person posting it, but is actually AI. You know, it's very possible that a lot of responses on something like Reddit are actually ChatGPT, like someone just like putting something into ChatGPT, or maybe some kind of bot. I've even seen some YouTube comments where I'm like, did they use ChatGPT to write that YouTube comment? Because it really looks like ChatGPT. But to me, that just seems so weird. Why would you spend the time going on to ChatGPT for a YouTube comment? Like, I don't know, but it's everywhere. It's infiltrated everything. And it's making it harder for us to find the content that is actually useful and valuable to watch, or the human created content. Because personally, that is still what I want to see. Whenever I click on a video and it is AI slop, like I get tricked by the thumbnail, I click off pretty quickly because I'm just like, it's just not a good video. Like, it's just not there yet. Sure, AI slop could get better and better, but right now it's really not. It's just bad, and it's almost insulting that people would think that I want to watch that. The thing is, if I wanted the AI version of something, I would have just asked ChatGPT. I would not have gone to a YouTube video. Like, if I was looking up the history of World War II and that's what I wanted to know, I would just ask ChatGPT. If I'm going to a YouTube video, it's because I want to see the creative documentary style version on it, or I want to see someone's opinion on it, an actual person's opinion on it, not some AI slop. Another kind of version of AI slop is our friends and everyone we know kind of starting to use it for their Instagram captions. Now, this is something I posted about on my Instagram story. I basically said, if you're using ChatGPT for your Instagram captions, at least don't be so obvious about it. But no joke, you guys, I feel like probably 30 to 50% of the posts I see as I scroll on Instagram are clearly made by ChatGPT. And again, it's just almost insulting. I'm like, you think I can't tell? It's obvious, okay? It just has a way of talking. And when you read a lot of what ChatGPT says, you pick up on it. You know, we're humans. We have pattern recognition. It's not just the M dashes. It is the way it will kind of say things in threes. There are certain words it uses. It's just a tone and a style of type. Now, the thing is, you can train it in your writing style and you can make it so no one knows that you use ChatGPT, but a lot of people aren't doing that. And that's the AI slop version, basically. Like, okay, if you're so good at using ChatGPT that I can't even tell, then I'm not bothered by it. But if you're just kind of asking it, hey, make some generic caption, I don't even want to read it. Like, I'm on Instagram because I want to see what you think. Your like caption of this vacation photo set, not an AI generated version of it. I would rather it just disappear if that's what I'm seeing. And I know this might be weird because I did make a podcast episode about uses for ChatGPT that I find helpful. But it's not AI slop. I'm not saying outsource every part of the video making process or everything. ChatGPT is useful in assisting with things, but you gotta keep the human part of it there. So AI slop, you know, it's been cluttering up our subscription feeds, our For You pages for several months now, maybe a year, but it's all just taken to a whole new level with the advent of Sora. Now, Sora is the new OpenAI app that allows you to put yourself into AI videos, like AI slop. And honestly, it's pretty fun to play around with. And it's getting a very crazy reaction. Positive at first, but who knows down the line. I'm seeing a lot of people say that this is going to be the next TikTok. It's going to take over. You know, this is like what people are going to use now because our culture kind of is getting more and more narcissistic. So of course we want to see ourselves as the main character in all the TikToks we watch, right? You can see why I think it's kind of problematic, probably. So Sora, it's kind of fun and entertaining. Will it actually take over and be more popular than TikTok? Who knows, maybe. It does ring a couple alarm bells for me. The first is it just makes it so easy to fake a crime that someone did. Like, make a video blackmailing someone for something they didn't do.
Sounds good. No one's watching. Slide it in.
Thank you for shopping with us.
Easy.
And, you know, deepfakes have been around for quite a bit, but this makes it so anyone could kind of figure out how to do that. Of course, you have to give people permission, I believe, to use your face on Sora. Obviously, I just wouldn't do that. I think Sam Altman gave everyone permission for them to use his face, but I personally won't be doing that because who knows what people would make you do. I think where this gets pretty harmful is fake news. I mean, it's just gonna become harder and harder to distinguish what is real and what is fake. I mean, I even fell for an AI video a couple months ago. The bunnies jumping on the trampoline. Admit it, you fell for it too, probably, right? Like, I think the thing is right now, it's still at a point where the quality is low enough that you can tell. And the only reason that the bunnies tricked us is because it looked like a security camera. So it was meant to look lower quality a little bit. But if it was, you know, the quality of this podcast episode, if you're watching it on YouTube, then there's no way that it would have looked real enough at this point. But the thing is, technology is getting better and better. Like, soon enough, it will look just like this quality. And actually, I posted this video on my Instagram story and it did trick a lot of people. They thought it was me. So I think we can always identify if it's ourselves, but sometimes other people aren't able to. Quick break to thank HelloFresh for sponsoring this episode. Fall is here, and with it comes cooler nights, heartier meals, and the craving for something kind of warm and satisfying. That's where HelloFresh comes in. If you're not familiar with HelloFresh, it is a meal kit delivery service. They deliver everything you need to make the recipes that you pick, and they've doubled their menu actually for the fall. So there's 100 options each week to choose from. They've introduced some healthier options too, some high protein and veggie packed recipes. And you can also get steak and seafood recipes delivered every week for no extra cost. They've got 3 times more seafood on the menu now, all at no extra cost. I actually recently made the orchard chicken salad. It was really good. It only took like 25 minutes to make and it was very healthy. So I recommend this one if you want like a nice, pretty easy to make healthy salad. I find HelloFresh to be really fun because it's a really approachable way to learn a new recipe and you don't end up with a bunch of food waste because it's all pre-portioned. The best way to cook really just got better. So go to hellofresh.com/Shelby10FM now to get 10 free meals plus a free item for life. That's 1 per box with active subscription. Free meals applied as a discount on the first box. New subscribers only, varies by plan. That's hellofresh.com/Shelby10FM to get 10 free meals plus a free item for life. I also wanted to thank Cure Hydration for sponsoring this episode. Cure is a hydrating electrolyte drink mix with no added sugar, and you guys, it is delicious. This is like my favorite electrolyte drink mix of them all. It doesn't taste too salty. That's what I like about it. It's like a little bit sweet, not too sweet, and there's no added sugar. There's no artificial sweetener, which I really like. So Cure is doctor approved. It's safe for the whole family, from adults to kids ages 1 and up. I specifically love using Cure anytime I'm going to Palm Springs or if I'm going to play tennis in the afternoon and it's really hot out, because I notice if I drink my electrolyte drink mix, 1, I end up drinking more water because it tastes good, so I want to drink more of it, and 2, I'm not as fatigued after because I'm actually hydrated. To make Cure, they actually followed a formula developed by the World Health Organization, which was proven to hydrate as effectively as an IV drip. And they use high quality ingredients like coconut water powder and pink Himalayan salt. Hydration really goes beyond just drinking water. You actually have to replenish those electrolytes too. For step-by-step listeners, Cure is offering 20% off your first order. Stay hydrated and feel your best by visiting curehydration.com/Shelby and use promo code Shelby at checkout. That's curehydration.com/Shelby and use code Shelby at checkout. And lastly, I want to thank Quince for sponsoring this episode. If you're looking for some fall pieces to spice up your wardrobe, Quince has my go-to quality essentials that are cozy, they look refined, and they're not going to blow your budget. So think $50 Mongolian cashmere. They've got premium denim. They have really nice outerwear too, like there's wool coats. They look designer level, but they're a fraction of the price, and they're really good quality because they're always using these really nice quality fabrics. Because Quince partners directly with top-tier ethical factories and they cut out the middlemen, they can deliver these luxury quality pieces at like half the price of similar brands. I just ordered the Mongolian cashmere structured cardigan and I'm super excited to wear it all fall. Find your fall staples at Quince. Go to quince.com/Shelby for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. It's now available in Canada too. That's quince.com/Shelby to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Shelby. All right, now back into the episode. The thing is, we've never had an election yet with the level of AI that we have, and that is what I'm scared for. You know, back when I think it was, and I'm not getting political in this episode, okay, but back when like Trump first ran, I remember there was this really funny video that somebody made of Trump and Hillary Clinton singing the "I Had the Time of My Life," that song. It was super funny. It didn't look real. But that, back then, it was just kind of like a harmless thing. I think now, both in the major presidential election and even local elections, because we know how crazy aggressive those can get, like even the governor, I mean, they just get nasty to each other. The way that they like want to blackmail, I don't know. You know, it's like the presidential, you've seen the commercials.
We've waited.
I want those emails out.
And now they're here.
Thousands more pages of Hillary Clinton's emails are now online.
As you can imagine, they could totally use this against their opponent to make them look like they did something they didn't, which, I mean, who knows? Obviously, that's not ethical, but neither are these crazy political commercials to begin with, in my opinion. Especially, I mean, if there are actually other governments that interfere with our election, I'm sure they will go ham with AI trying to spread false information. The thing is, we're going to get to a point where we just don't even know what's real or what's fake, and it's just going to be very confusing. Yeah, sure, there will be AI generated labels, but if people are quickly making AI stuff and spreading news, it's kind of hard to keep track and up to date on what's real and what's not.
This is my naive hope. Tell me if I'm making any sense. Right now we can clock AI. You see it, it's the edges are blurry, it looks a little goofy, and we can tell. Pretty soon we won't be able to tell. They'll develop it and there'll be no differentiating between what's real and what's fake, and then we're free. We are free. You look at your phone, there's no way to know if it's a celebrity or your friend or your family or like a business. The information on there is useless because there is no way to tell. And then the phone suddenly becomes way less useful, way less interesting, and we just put them down. And we walk over to your neighbors and you knock on the door and we start over with no phones. I hope that AI ruins the phone. Is that possible?
And while, you know, if you're watching this podcast episode, you're probably pretty savvy with AI, there are people who aren't. Think about a lot of Facebook users, a lot of boomers. I hate to say it. Sorry if you're a boomer. Probably not talking about you because you're savvy probably with technology if you're watching this. But I know a lot of them are falling for this AI stuff. If you look at the comments on Facebook, scroll around, you'll see there are AI generated videos and stuff, and people totally fall for it. But when it comes to the election, that is when it's going to get scary and can really probably like sway how people vote. And it's also probably just going to clutter up our feeds in a way that is going to be so annoying. Another thing, just side note, going along with AI slop cluttering up social media is Pinterest. I saw someone make this point recently that if you go on Pinterest, which used to be and still kind of is an amazing place to get inspiration for home design, fashion, product line, whatever, if you go on it now, not only is it filled with ads, so too many ads. Okay, I had an ad blocker installed and it grayed out so much stuff. I was like, what? Even there's barely any real content on here. So there's so many ads, and then now there's also a lot of AI generated images. And I don't know about you, I just don't want to see that when I'm going on Pinterest. I want to see real things. I want to get inspired by real things. Not AI. I don't know. I mean, some of it's cool, but it's just not the place. I would honestly prefer it just be on a whole other platform, which is one thing I do sort of like about Sora, is that at least it's just on its own platform. So will Sora kill content creation? I think it could have a really big impact, but I don't know that it would completely kill it, at least not yet. So a lot of people are saying this is going to be bigger than TikTok. It is going to take over TikTok. The thing is, yeah, it's addicting to use. We're all kind of narcissistic. We like to look in the mirror. I'm recording this and I keep looking at the flip out screen. We're just fascinated by seeing ourselves and seeing ourselves in different situations. So it is fun, really captivating at first. But really, do you want to just watch yourself? I don't know. I mean, part of the appeal with TikTok is hearing real people's opinions on things. I find it so fascinating to learn from people about different topics, things I would never even think to learn about, you know, maybe someone making some rare kind of tea or something totally random, you know, not just seeing myself in situations that aren't real. So I personally don't think that it's going to completely take over TikTok. I think there's always still a craving to see what real humans are talking about. I think it could certainly take a big market share though. And that is something that's kind of scary as a content creator, is this AI slop is already taking quite a big market share. When you think about it, there's only so much time that people are going to spend on the internet each day relaxing, like looking at random content. And more of that is going to AI, whether people realize it or not. Imagine instead of watching a random person on YouTube teach you how to cook a steak, for example, Sora makes a version of it in your kitchen of you doing it. Would you prefer to watch that? I don't know. I kind of don't think I would. Maybe a couple times it might be interesting, but why would I want to watch myself doing it? It's like that. It doesn't really matter who is doing it. I want to watch the expert. It doesn't motivate me more to go make it if it's me or if it's someone else, you know? As a content creator, it does kind of worry me that it takes some of the market share. I could see maybe even brands working with Sora maybe directly instead of maybe paying an influencer or a content creator, for example, to promote some kind of lipstick. Maybe they work with Sora to show how people can look wearing it or something like that. I think the thing is, there is a novelty to it. I mean, it's definitely interesting to see ourselves in all these different fake situations, but I think it's just that, a novelty. And at the end of the day, the thing I like watching the most on TikTok is other people's opinions on things, other people's real crazy stories. I find it so interesting, and it's like very because the algorithm is so good, it's like the stuff I'm actually interested in. But if TikTok and Sora could combine and create the perfect algorithm of showing you do things yourself that are interesting to you, I don't know if I'd want to watch it. Like, it's like watching a movie about yourself. TikTok's only about yourself. Like, do people really want to watch that? I don't think so. I think it more likely will be used to create fake content that could be used in a problematic way. There's definitely an argument that all of this AI is killing creativity because, you know, what if I can just use Sora now to make all my short form content and I don't need to actually go make it myself. I can just have Sora do it. Maybe at some point people won't know the difference anyway. And, you know, the barrier of entry gets so low that everyone's posting content. And it's kind of that theory that if everyone's an influencer, no one's an influencer. I think it's more likely that AI will kill the influencer economy or content creators in that way, not necessarily in everyone just wanting to look at content of themselves. I think rather it might just be more and more people sharing their Sora generated videos on other platforms and that kind of taking the market share. But now because it's so easy, everyone's doing it all the time. And AI slop is just everywhere, unavoidable. I would almost pay to just watch human created content at that point. But maybe by that point, it'll be so good I won't be bothered that it's AI slop. I don't know. Another issue I kind of have with AI generated content in general is that it's trained off of our human data, but we're not compensated for that in any way. And this is something that people have been talking about. So more and more people are completely skipping YouTube altogether and just asking ChatGPT. For example, somebody might watch my whole Airbnb journey about the Palm Springs Airbnb, and I put a lot of time and work into those videos. I have a lot of information that I've gathered that is hard to gather, obviously. You have to go through it, you have to invest the money and do the whole thing in order to get that. But AI is scraping all of that, and someone could hypothetically just ask ChatGPT, you know, and not even watch my video, and it cheapens my content. Like, I'm not getting paid for that. They're able to take my content, take this information that I've shared and monetize it, I guess, but I don't get paid for it. And Sam Altman has said, you know, it is true. Humans, we are the ones who are all contributing to training AI. Even if you simply are posting on Reddit, you are helping with that because it does scrape Reddit and all of these sites, especially because that's very human generated content for the most part. You know, there is my theory, the dead internet theory, that some of those posts are probably AI now, but I think a lot of them are still human. So Sam Altman has said, maybe everyone should get credits, like almost shares, like a universal basic income in a sense of the building of OpenAI. And there's a lot of talk about that. There's not a lot of actual doing of that. I'm not saying that's actually what they should do. I'm just saying that they've mentioned that, which I do find interesting because it does make it like I actually don't even want to share content as much for free anymore because I know it's going to get scraped to some AI platform and people might not even watch my videos. It makes me not want to create as much content, honestly. And I actually think we might see more content creators putting stuff behind a paywall because AI can't really get past that. If you ask it to read you like a New York Times article, for example, but it's behind a paywall, it's not going to do it. Maybe there's some hack around it. There probably is. Someone probably knows a way. If you know the way, comment down below. I'm curious. But I don't know a way. So I could see more people, if they have gathered some really difficult to gather information, really valuable stuff that is helpful, they might put it behind a paywall. I mean, people already kind of do that with courses, but this would be a little bit different. That's just something I've been thinking about is, I kind of don't love that these AI websites are taking my information and my content and they're able to kind of take the market share away from YouTube or from the video where I actually share it. Now, what this can't touch, however, is real storytelling and vlogs, honestly. So I did have a friend send me an article about how more people are just using AI to learn things rather than going to a YouTube tutorial. They're just asking ChatGPT, or they're asking ChatGPT where exactly in the video, or they're even using, I think YouTube has rolled out an AI thing where you can ask YouTube AI or something like that kind of what the video is about, right? And so rather than watching the video, if it's a tutorial, you just are trying to learn one specific thing, you're not going to watch the video. You're just going to ask and you just want to read the answer really quick.
Is a Gemini summary of a YouTube video an existential threat to the creator of that YouTube video? Absolutely, unequivocally, yes. If everyone stops watching YouTube videos and starts getting summaries of those YouTube videos, it's the end of that business for people on YouTube. You become a person who is making training data, not a person who is making content that people want to actually consume on YouTube.
But if you do some real storytelling in the video, if you make it entertaining too, AI has a hard time at this point competing with that. I think eventually it might, it probably will get good enough that it's better at editing than me, I don't think it is yet. It has a hard time matching up B-roll with what you're actually talking about, but I think it could probably get there at some point. But at this point, I think that is kind of the only way to make sure that you keep your share of the market as a content creator is making videos that aren't just strictly tutorials, but that have entertainment value too. And that's what I try to do on my main channel. I'm always striving to do that, to make it informational, right? But also fun to watch. So including a lot of B-roll that actually fits the video, unlike AI Slop. I think we've got a ways to go before it really kills content creation, but things are definitely changing fast and it is kind of crazy to see. So what do you guys think of Sora? I'm kind of thinking it's almost like a TikTok filter to me, or like a Snapchat filter where it's fun to use, there's a novelty to it, but I don't know if I'm really seeing the big picture yet of it actually overtaking TikTok or YouTube, because I think we still want to hear stories from different people and different perspectives. I honestly have a hope as a society we're not that narcissistic that we only want to watch videos of ourselves all the time. Like, dear God, I hope that's not the case. I think it's fine if you download it and have some fun with it.
Sora is a fun novelty, but I don't think it will replace TikTok.
But I don't know. Have you used it? What do you think? Do you think it's more entertaining and addicting than TikTok? Let me know your honest thoughts, because that would be kind of scary if it is, but maybe. All right, that is going to be it for this episode. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.